Hello, my fellow ADD friends. We're going to talk about how you can put your ADD to advantage at work. I'm Dr. Christine Bradstreet. I have this channel here called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, and I focus some of my content for the neurodiverse community. I myself have ADD. So, as you probably know, if you've lived your whole life with ADD, maybe you were diagnosed as a child, maybe you weren't diagnosed until an adult, maybe you just suspect you have ADD from what you've observed, you know that it has its great side, but also it can have its struggles and frustrations. And I want to highlight today, I want to teach and remind you how you can use the most brilliant qualities of your ADD for advantage at work, because there are several. Now, ADD is officially considered a neurodevelopmental disorder, and I really rankle at that word disorder because to me it's not a disorder, it's just part of the variety of humankind. Some of us are right-handed, some of us are left-handed, some of us are good at sports, some of us are good at arts or music, some of us love to read, some of us don't love to read. Humans come in such varieties, and I think that's amazing. And I'm hopeful over time it does not remain classified as a disorder, because having ADD, as you probably already know, has some pretty cool things about it. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how you can put some of your qualities of ADD to be an advantage at work. ADD is often stereotypically thought of to be lack of attention, lack of focus, maybe hyperactivity, maybe impulsiveness, and those are kind of described in negative ways, but there's a flip side to that coin. And people with ADD also have some really, really rich qualities. People with ADD tend to be excellent problem solvers because they're good at thinking outside of the box. They tend to have flexibility and rapid adaptability, so can quickly change gears. They tend to have intense focus on the things that they're interested in. So this idea that somebody with ADD can't focus is really a mistaken belief. That's not true. And that can be incredibly helpful at work, obviously, right? Focusing on a project that you have your heart in. People with ADD tend to be very enthusiastic and energetic. People with ADD tend to be very resilient because, like me, I know that you have probably at times struggled or failed, but failure isn't an option, so you got to try again. And maybe teachers came down hard on you, maybe your own parents came down hard on you, or your peers. So people with ADD tend to be very resilient, and also people with ADD tend to be spontaneous and adventurous. So these can be very positive qualities in a work environment. Now, at work, you may or may not, this is completely up to you, and it's individual depending on you and your job and the people that you work for, the situation. You may or may not want to tell people, hey, I have ADD, because we all know that doesn't always go the way we expect it to go, because everybody has their preconceived notions as to what it means to have ADD. So here are some ways that you can express to your employer your strong suits and your challenges without coming out and saying, I have ADD. So next, I'm going to go through a list about how you can put ADD characteristics to advantage in your workplace. But before I do that, if you haven't already done this, please subscribe to the channel. I want you to know when new content comes out, and I want to support you in your day-to-day life with neurodiversity. That's what it's all about here. So please subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified. We've got a variety of content here to help people with neurodiversity. Okay, so how can you put your special traits with ADD to advantage at work? Highlight your strengths. So like I said at the beginning of the video, some of these strengths are really desirable to employers. Your ability to problem solve, your enthusiasm, your resiliency, your ability to focus on an interesting project, your energy. These are all qualities that employers want. I've been an employee over my lifetime, and I've been an employer, and trust me, employers want this energy, they want this excitement. That's also an energy that feeds the rest of the team. So that's really, really a positive trait. Next, don't be afraid to be transparent about your areas that aren't as strong. So for example, if you can keep better track of time on a paper calendar than on an electronic calendar, it might be helpful to explain that to your employer. If you can better read an email that has bullet points rather than just long strings of text, in a polite but direct way, explain that to your coworkers, to your employer. Whatever you need within reason to be a better employee, don't be afraid to ask for that. And when you ask for it, point out how that's going to help the team, how that's going to help the business, how that's going to help you be a better employee to the company. Next, emphasize your ability to adapt. Our world is changing rapidly, and if you're in a company that is growing fast or trying to make some changes to keep up with things in the world, the ability to adapt is going to be very beneficial. But this adaptability is so rich and invigorating. In nature, it's the organisms, it's the plants and animals and trees that can adapt, that survive. Rigidity is not a path to success or even survival. So your ability to be a fast adapter is a key point. Next, don't be afraid to focus on your accomplishments. People with ADD often have a very long line of accomplishments, certificates, education, hobbies, awards, interests, and find a socially acceptable way to share these things. You don't want to be occupying a conversation talking about how great and amazing your accomplishments are, but don't be afraid to let people know what you're good at or experiences that you've had. So don't be afraid to share your past successes, right? You've got some, absolutely, and feel good about that and share them when it seems appropriate. And finally, look for a way that you can find support within your company. Maybe they have a mentorship program, maybe a coach. If it's not available within your company, seek it outside. But it's very important for anybody, not just people with ADD, but it's very important to find somebody who has blazed the path that you're on, because it's like having a guide if you're out in the wilderness. You know, this mentor, it's somebody on your side, it's somebody cheering you on, it's somebody giving you constructive feedback, somebody making suggestions on how you can overcome the challenges, and then also suggestions on how you can use your strengths for moving forward and moving up. So, as you probably already know, having ADD can have its challenges, but it has a lot of great qualities and characteristics. And with a little bit of practice, you can learn to use those to your advantage at work. All right, my friends, so much love to you. I can't wait to see you again here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.